And just like that, it says we are live.
We're coming to you live from our garage tonight.
This is the best. This is RV living at its finest.
We're in the garage.
There's so much going on. Not all, I mean, it's all good. It's just, there's just a lot.
So we're going to catch you up tonight.
Yes.
And take your questions and
take you on a little journey.
Are we?
I'm trying to get comfortable. So this is, we got 7:29.
Oh, so
we have to wait. We're waiting until 7:30.
All right. Well,
I mean, you know, and then you know what's getting ready to happen. YouTube is going to go out there and they're going to tell everyone, hey, look, there's a live going on.
Come join us.
Come join the fun. So hopefully you guys can hear us all right. I had to move everything out from the other area into here. And hopefully the air conditioner doesn't kick on because I don't know if I turned that off or not.
I did.
You did turn it off?
Yep.
You're always thinking ahead.
Always thinking.
So look at everyone's here. There's Dwight and Christy, Todd,
here.
Susan,
Hello.
Dwight.
Hello, nunneries.
Donald Fox. Jack. Oh my goodness.
We got, I forgot to tell you, we got an email today from a new subscriber that was going to hang out and join us tonight. So I think Micah and
they're going to try.
They're going to try to come on in. So hopefully,
so we have newbies showing up.
So that means you get to do your ground rules because there's going to be new people.
Oh, this is
all
so
these
funny.
People know the rules.
Oh, you all know the rules?
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to explain the rules to all the new people, the new ones. And the ground rules are this. They're simple. It's 7:31. Let's get this show on the road. We have so much to talk about. The ground rules are, number one, we try to keep this still longer than an hour because that respects your time and you have things to do. And you probably have some other YouTube videos that you would like to watch on a Sunday night.
Plus, it keeps, you know, Todd, he can squirrel. And so we could be here for hours.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to squirrel. I'm going to try to stay.
Squirrel. That's why they're squirrels.
Yeah. Why did we start using the word squirrel? Why wouldn't there be like armadilloing? Like, why wouldn't? Because then
have you ever seen a live armadillo?
They're always dead.
They're always dead.
But I mean, why wouldn't it be something like dolphining? Like if they swim all over. They're kind of chaotic.
Oh, look, there's Micah. See, everybody say hi to new people. There's new people. Welcome.
So 1 hour, and we're going to try to play catch up to all the things that has happened in this brief amount of time. So you kind of have an idea because
you didn't finish your ground rules.
Yeah, that was it. That's the only ground rule I had. I forgot what the other one.
You're supposed to tell them about our
magic person
in the background.
The magic person in the background will be Megan. Megan is she actually has been with us from the beginning. God love her. She's the one that helps with all the t-shirt stuff, the ones that you always reach out to her when you're trying to figure out crew campouts and huddles and all the things. Megan is always back there just feverishly typing away. So instead of us looking over to the side and seeing all of the messages, because they can get overwhelming, so super chats and anything that you guys would like to do, those will be captured by Megan. She will put them mysteriously into this magic spreadsheet that Sheila has so we don't miss your questions. Is that it? What other ground rules are there? You need to give a thumbs up on this video so it tells other people to come and watch. That's the first time I've ever said that. You know how many lives we've done and we never said to do that?
Number 27. This is number 27.
Really?
Yeah.
We've done 27 lives since we started.
This is number 27.
How many months have we been on the road? Not 27 months.
No, because we didn't start doing lives off the get-go.
Crazy.
We've been on the road, 34.
Has it been?
Like that?
Really? Crazy.
January will start our 36th month.
3 years complete. Okay.
Woo!
Well, yeah. Little reflection there. Kind of crazy to think about.
It goes by fast. 3 years goes by unbelievably fast.
Yes. Okay.
So if you have questions, the point that we were trying to make with that whole thing
I already
is
squirreled.
if you have a question or you we want to chat back and forth with you and be able to answer any questions, just talk to you tonight. That's kind of the point of the live. You mention that over here. Megan will capture it, and then we will make sure that we grab it and we'll talk about it sometime this evening.
Yes,
within that hour.
Of course.
Yes.
So
hey, my boys in red won today.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
It's just because if I have to hear anything more about Taylor Swift,
I know.
I've had enough.
I'm done with that too. Like
See,
I come there for football.
My eyes are brown. That just tells you how full I am.
Really? Mine are not. So
no, they're not. I know.
Now you know who to trust.
Okay. So where do we start? Let's start by backing up, and we're going to go all the way back to after the last huddle and where we went. We actually headed straight down to the Grand Design Rally, and you guys saw the video from the Grand Design Rally. And we had talked about some different things. And the reason this is important is because it's going to kind of set up how the rest of our year is going, which is
the rest of the year all pivoted and changed from that rally.
Wah, wah, wah. We have something that's called frame flex. I wish I had like scary music because it is not any fun. It's like the prognosis of like, now what do we do?
Well, from my perspective, though, I feel good having this diagnosis because we had so many different things like going wrong with the leaf springs and shackles and all. Like we just had a lot of things, and now I guess it just helps me. I feel better knowing like, okay, there is a cause, like there's something more going on, and that, I don't know, makes me feel better to know the why.
It seems like there's a slew of frame flex videos coming out from a bunch of different people, and it's kind of disheartening. So we say all that, they're going to have to fix it. That means the middle of December, Fiona has to go to Elkhart to the doctor and be up there for anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. We don't really know how long. They got to remove the whole front, and they have to re-weld whatever they're going to do. And we thought we'd be able to get in earlier, but we couldn't. So this caused this whole thing of trying to figure out.
We could have, but we would have had to miss our own huddle.
Yeah. So we had to schedule the second
idea.
time. So we boogied down to Georgia, and we went to the huddle. And at the huddle, we'll come back to frame flex in a minute. At the huddle, you watch the wonderful video that we posted tonight.
Okay. The huddle. Oh my goodness.
It is our last huddle of the year. What a way to end it.
It was amazing and terrifying and fabulous all at one time. Like the crew really,
it was pretty encouraging
there. We had it was great.
When you reach adversity and we all have to depend on each other, there could have been a whole movie shot just on the whitewater rafting experience, and it was so fun.
Yes. Backing up, like even 8 years ago, we rafted that water with our family, including like our 13-year-old daughter, and it was a great time, no issues. And in fact, the guides say usually they have maybe 9, all the companies on the whole river, 9 to 10 swimmers a year. We are overachievers.
We had like 10 swimmers within the first 15 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
I love you guys. Switch crew, man. I was like, this is insane. And to watch the faces of the guides in each boat going, what is happening?
It's like
they were in total like shock. And when I watched Bob Dill float down the river for the 3rd time,
bless his heart.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But
it was fun.
I will say the cool thing is to watch this community that in the RV space come together and rally around each other. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah. Ken's on here. He's all right. Good old Ken. He made it to the end. He won't be doing that. Was his last whitewater rafting experience.
Whitewater experience.
He put his time in, got the stamp. There was a time Sheila was in a different boat and I was sitting there and I was like, okay, God, we're only halfway through. Just get us to the end.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was quite the fun experience.
We're gonna have to start doing the great thing though is I left that huddle going, okay, I need to change some things.
If you have artificial hips and stuff, we're gonna ask before you jump on a boat.
I have to just have you fill out a different list. But we had a great time. And we will be changing a few things though.
Oh,
that's for sure.
It was a very humbling experience because that was our 10th huddle. That's our 3rd huddle at Telona. And so to see us come back to that and to hang out and get to talk to the family again, that was an amazing thing to hear what their hopes and dreams and stuff, and to revisit some stuff they were wanting to do. It was really pretty cool. There's so many good things that come from that huddle. And it's always kind of refreshing when we leave.
Yeah, but I think we will start doing the whole marked safe from the switch it up huddle.
Yeah. Nobody, the e-bike stuff and hiking and all the things. So, but it was quite the adventure. And I'm glad. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I tried to do the best I could, sharing everything that happened in a good way, like, because there's so much that happens that we can't even capture everything. And it was nice to have Allison come in and experience it with us because we've been telling her, you got to come to Telona. It's such a cool place.
Yeah.
So it was
kind of where it was all started. It was good for her to come and experience that. Speaking of huddles, though, we were talking, I just want to go in real quick and say there are no huddles until April of next year, but we do have several crew campouts that are still happening this month.
Oh, this month.
And you can find those on our website, but our crew is out gathering together. In fact, there are 2 crew campouts this weekend.
Right now.
Yeah, coming up this weekend. But there's some that still have room. We're going to swing by one actually, and that's going to be fun. We're going to swing by at the end of October and check out a crew campout. But the crew just gets together and hangs out and camps together.
Somebody posted, the reason we're bringing this up, somebody had left a comment in the video saying, can anyone come to a huddle or a crew campout? And the answer is yes. You just have to go to the website to see when all the events are posted. Yeah. So go switchitup.com if you're new, and then you can click the events tab, and that will tell you all the current events that are happening. And this is very important to know because next year it's even going to be more crew campouts. So there's going to be a lot happening. So
yeah, and our crew campouts are hosted by people that are in volunteers inside of our Founders Club, and we just have the most amazing crew. So even though we might not be at that crew campout, we just encourage you to come hang out with the crew, build community, meet some amazing people. But we've got some great crew campouts still this year, so come check them out.
Yes, and if you're wondering, when you're looking at the save the dates and stuff that Sheila had posted on that, everyone's like, when are these things going to post? When are you going to post tickets? Usually it's about a 6-month from the event to when the tickets post. So you'll have plenty of time to book and do all that stuff. So just keep that in mind. So none of the South Carolina tickets, none of the huddle stuff is going to post for quite a while yet.
No.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Yeah.
No, 6 months out. They post 6 months out. 6 months from April is next month, the end of this month.
Oh, man, seriously?
Seriously. So you can expect to be able to register for South Carolina next month. And the best way to find out about that
is to be in our
newsletter. If you're not in the Founders Club, we let the Founders Club know, and the newsletter people, you get that, you'll know when they're posted. But yeah, 6 months.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
there's so much going to happen between now and then. It's insane.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. All good things.
All good things.
Let's catch. Oh, did you want to go back to frame flex before we kept some questions?
Yes.
Okay.
So Georgia Huddle's done, and come back to frame flex issue. We had a crossroads to make. And when you have the frame flex, it's going to be sitting in Elkhart, the whole rig is, for that long, and it's going to be super cold. So we made an executive decision to literally leave the huddle and boogie straight down to Tampa. We had very, very limited time. We were there literally like 2 nights. And it was just long enough for us to get a storage unit and unload all the stuff down there to stay warm. So the motorcycle's down there. The new scooter that I just posted is down there. The e-bikes are down there. The kayaks. Anything that we wanted to keep down in that area, and the less that we can, it's time to purge again. Things that we're not using, that we thought we were going to use, it's time to make all those changes. So well, like that thing back there, we've only used that a few times, so it's going.
There's no reason to cart all of that up in what could possibly snowy, icy roads in Elkhart when we're not going to be going on a motorcycle ride in December.
Yeah, man, the reason we're in the garage, because I see that as a question over here. Why are you in the back of the garage?
Karen asked.
So the reason we're in the garage is that the table that we have sitting, that's usually in there, is actually in the garage, because for whatever reason, we have to fix some stuff on our slide too. So it's just better to cut. We're just moving, since we have room now, we're just moving weight out, and we're starting to make changes. Like there's boxes and stuff everywhere. That's why we're in the garage. But it's time to do a complete revamp for 2024. We're revamping. We're hitting a reset button. We're going to purge. It's amazing how much stuff you start collecting when you get back on the road. No wonder our leaf springs are breaking.
We're not overweight.
No, we're not, but it is amazing. You know what? Why things are breaking is the stinking roads. Some of the roads are just brutal.
Yes.
So we've now, if you're keeping total score on leaf springs, back leaf springs replaced twice. The front leaf springs replaced once, and the middle leaf springs are still hanging strong. You can have an over and under on how long those will last. So.
Okay, so catching you up. Elkhart to the huddle, Florida, drop some crap.
Yeah.
Put it all in.
It's just sitting down there.
Waiting for us to return in January.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from Florida, zip all the way across to Dallas. Why'd we go to Dallas, you say?
Oh, goodness. Because your boy Todd had this dream of always wanting to go to this conference. And so my lovely wife, for my birthday in January this year, she gave me tickets to something called Vid Summit. Vid Summit is like this huge YouTube conference that you get to see. Like, I know a lot of us watch RV YouTubers, but I've been watching YouTube creators for a long time. So I have a list of creators that are just like high on my bucket list of people I want to meet. And it just so happens that these creators were they're at Vid Summit. And so we went to Vid Summit.
Vid Summit is really like,
Drink it from a fire hose.
It's an educational conference. It's not like, hey, go meet your favorite YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
It's, hey, go learn from these really large YouTube creators and editors and all of that about just the business of YouTube. So we went there.
Even learning like sponsorships and stuff,
right.
Like how to work with brands and how to structure things, and then what the expectations are, and then like editing style, taxes, and
legal stuff.
We met some incredible people, people you wouldn't know.
My grandchildren are going to be so excited that I got a picture of Mr. Beast.
Yeah, you might know Mr. Beast. He was there doing a segment.
Yeah.
So we got to hang with some people that were pretty neat to hang with. Like even possibly a new sponsorship with some couple companies that we don't want to share because we want to make sure we get everything.
Got to get all our ducks in a row.
There's so many cool ducks that are coming. I'm so excited that I can't share. But it is, God is very good. Like God is very, very good. He's treated us so well.
Oh, speaking of that, at Vid Summit, did you know? So somebody that Todd watches and has watched for a while is 𝗪𝗪.
Yes.
We didn't obviously. I don't know YouTube names like that because I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube.
Let me tell you, 𝗪𝗪, since the creation of YouTube, he created. You can look him up. He is the creator that helps creators, and he's had billions and billions and billions of views through other channels. Meaning like Mr. Beast. If you don't know who he is, you can look him up. He does these. He's like the #1 YouTuber on the planet. Before Mr. Beast got to where he was, he called 𝗪𝗪, and actually 𝗪𝗪 helped him and guided him. So it would be like a channel like us that would call 𝗪𝗪, and you got to pay him thousands of dollars to work with him, but he would help those people. 𝗪𝗪 now has carved out this humongous thing, and he is I think he saw a show. It was about Jesus, I think, is what happened. And then he was so enthralled with it, he called the creator or the people doing it, and he basically bought the rights to the little show called The Chosen. I was not aware of this.
Yeah.
I knew that he was part of maybe the producing side of that. No, he owns the rights. And he's the one that puts on Vid Summit. He was one of the reasons I wanted to go and attend, is to learn from some of his segments, but I had no idea that Chosen was there. And golly, I didn't realize that the #1 TV show ever worldwide happens to be Game of Thrones around the world.
Never seen it.
And we never watched it. The #2 show, some of you may know the #2 show.
It's from our era.
It's from our era. And it happens to be good old David Hasselhoff and Baywatch, believe it or not. So Daryl, he always thought, man, wouldn't it be good that Jesus would be the #1 show? And so they used all of their YouTube knowledge. There's a reason why I'm telling you this, so bear with me. He used all of that YouTube knowledge when he started The Chosen and used it to market The Chosen. And it just beat out Baywatch as the #2 show watched in the world. And he's
because they've done something super cool with that is it's translated across in so many different languages. Anyway, all that to be said,
so cool.
We kind of geeked out at the YouTube Vid Summit because it was another light bulb moment for Sheila, because I've always went to, all kinds of different other conferences, and you go to learn things. And this just kind of opened my eyes to the power of YouTube, the power of expanding your reach and your platform, how you can, the impact that you can make. And I think maybe I was, I don't know, putting it in a much smaller box than it deserves to be put in. So it really broadened my eyes. But one of the #1 things that they kept saying there was how it's so important to build a community beyond the digital platform, and how important it is to, continue to grow your community off of YouTube.
Yes.
And that was something that we felt
it was
very proud of our community and our people that we have in the crew.
We didn't realize, here's the crazy part, we did not realize how special all of us or what we're doing together is until we sat in like areas with creators that have 1 million, 2 million, 4 million subscribers, and they don't have what we have built together. They don't have, 150 or 250 people getting together at, say, a huddle and building relationships. We learned we're in a very, we're a minority. Like when we say we are a movement of people coming together in our mission statement, nobody has this. Like when we were talking to some of these big time people, they're like, wait a minute, what? And I showed them the picture from Tolona Ridge and all of us standing there. They're like, all those people come to like hang out with you for a weekend. I was like, yeah, like for us, this has become normal. Like we're doing some amazing stuff, and we're doing the give backs together, and they were just blown away.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool just to be in a room with such huge creators, and yet at the same time they look at the community that we have together, and they're like, wow, that was, they were learning from us as well. And it just goes to show, like, you guys, we are doing something that together, the RV community doesn't just have to be about Switch It Up. It's the RV community as a whole is just, it's a force that we could really, make a huge impact. And we left there super encouraged.
Yes.
Of course, I got all kinds of spreadsheets to make off of things that.
Well, it's cool because like the crew campouts are not Todd and Sheila led. It's the crew. It's you guys. It's all about you. We just happen to be the conduit in the beginning, but honestly, the relationships being formed are you. Yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. Like the whole buzzword was community. And then we were like, their community was like, oh, subscribers and maybe sending messages to your subscribers. And I'm like, messages? Do you guys not hang out with your people? Like,
well, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I know, like, okay,
we know most of you by name, or we've hung out with you, and it's
and something that's cool that we'll tease a little bit to those of you that were at Talona Ridge. We have we're in beta testing of an app that is going to be, it's with the Switch Crew Founders Club, that group of people. And like, I can reach out and I'm praying with somebody that had surgery on Friday, or just checking in with somebody on, how they're healing from after their huddle experience. That type of community it's just amazing. And that app is going to help us continue to grow closer together and be there for one another. And I'm really excited about the possibilities of that.
Be ready, because we're hoping January will be the launch time. And it'll have some bugs that we'll still need to work out, but the way and the direction that things are going, this is like a big deal. Like we're trying to figure out like hosting and finances and stuff that would come along with that. And there's a lot to an app that I had literally no idea on. But it is super exciting, because what they kept saying is not only do you have to have the platform on YouTube and continue doing what you're doing, but you have to find a way to communicate and connect with those people that are invested in you. And we've been doing that, but we're trying to limit friction. And instead of having to go to websites and stuff, having a way to directly communicate or do that, it's a big thing. Like, we were so far ahead of some of the things they were talking about. They were like, you guys are crazy. So they were asking us all kinds of questions, and we're like, whoa, we're just these tiny people. So it was fun. It was very enlightening in a lot of ways. It was a good time.
Yeah. Okay. So so we went to Texas. We went to the YouTube Vid Summit. Then right now we are sitting at a rally in the middle of Kansas, because it was on our way home. We have a grandson that's having a birthday party this next weekend, so we wanted to get home to that. But we found out that on our way from Texas up to Kansas City, there was going to be the HDT rally is going on in Hutchinson. And we thought, there's going to be a group of people there. We need to educate ourselves. We've been, you guys know that we've been thinking and looking at and talking about. And so here we are in the middle of Hutchinson, and there is these amazing HDTs all around us right now.
Here's the thing is like, we have so many questions, like lots of questions. And we were like, if you look at our video that we did with the mayor, it's now over like 30 or 40,000 views. So as far as channel growth goes, HDT videos do very, very well. And since this is like the mecca of everything here, I want to do a video of all the different types of beds of HDTs. Like, why do people choose? And we've only been here for like 3-4 hours. And I went on a one-wheel ride, and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so fun. So I can't wait, because I have not seen a video like that to answer some questions. So
we're here to educate ourselves.
Yeah. Heavy duty truck is HDT, or basically a semi truck or whatever. You see like those.
We were sitting at dinner tonight, and then somebody's like, well, you guys have a sissy truck.
Yeah, so we're sissies.
They called Shrek. Shrek's a sissy truck. But we love our Shrek. but here we are we're going to educate ourselves, learn a lot. And there's some great, and there's crew here. We pulled in and like, oh my gosh,
Jim and Darlene.
There's a lot of crew here. So it's going to be a great week. We're going to hang out in Hutchinson, Kansas.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go home.
We're not here for the whole thing. We're only here for like 2 or 3 nights because we have to go. We're going out to see Sheila's mom.
Yep. Mom, been trying to get a hold of you. If you're watching, I'm on my way. I'm coming to see you.
Yeah. So, and we have to like take stuff out, like anything that we're not using. It's time for it to go and make a change.
And then we're going to head to Kansas City.
See the kiddos. Hang out.
And then we're going to check out a crew camp out.
Yes. It's going to be so fun. I cannot wait to do the next. So like I've got some fun videos that I'm going to do, and I am super stoked because they won't get to post till November, but it's okay. But we're really going to have some fun. There's going to be some amazing content coming real soon. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Does that give like the updates? That it took us 31 minutes to give you these updates
to let you know where we've been since Elkhart. So as we can, I rerouted our entire, like we're supposed to be in Kentucky right now, but we rerouted based on kind of all of that we found out in Elkhart. We had to make some choices.
And some of you are going to say, well, what are you going to do? You know, once once what is this thing? What are we sitting in? Fiona, our
garage?
Our rig. What are we going to do when our RV needs to go to Elkhart? Where are we going to stay? Well, we're going to drive back down to Kansas City and probably have to rent like a Airbnb or something until we get notification on what's happening.
Yep. Because our kids bought land
and they bought smaller houses that we can't stay in.
Bigger land, smaller house. So they had no room in the inn for us.
So yes, so that's how we're going to navigate the holidays. We're waiting for the phone call. Hopefully we'll see what happens with the wonderful them getting things fixed. But in any way, everything will be sitting down in Florida, or the main stuff will be sitting down there. It'll be the first time we have to winterize this. We've never winterized since we started, because when you get this, you're not supposed to be in cold weather.
No, why would you want to winterize something that you live in?
Yeah. Well, in cold weather. We don't want to, you ever really want to, I mean, last December was cold in Kansas City. That was pretty chilly.
I know, but I'm not going to take a shower in pink stuff.
It's like disinfectant.
Okay, let's get to some of your questions real quick, but I really wanted to say thanks to, we have 3 super stickers from John, the 𝐜𝐵𝐵𝐻𝐿 family. Hey,
thanks,
𝐜𝐵𝐻𝐿ers, Tinkerbell and Troy Tabor. Thank you guys. We appreciate that very much. Thanks for your support.
Fred said something earlier and I missed it.
Oh, he was showing his member chat feature.
Oh,
okay. We got some questions here. Let's hop on. If you have a question, now's a great time to chat those in there, and Megan will grab them for us. Did we ever eat the chicken feet? So if you watched the huddle video, there we were given the gift of chicken feet.
Gosh, that's so funny.
No,
we threw them away.
I opened that. Did you know, like, there's little like fingernails on those chicken feet?
And
those were disgusting.
And do you use are chicken feet used for like chicken broth or for like soups? What do they use? Do you deep fat fry them and then supposed to like like you just?
Okay, any of you over here, do any of you eat chicken feet? Let me know. Oh yeah, somebody. While we still can says you make chicken broth with them.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And I'm not even a cook, but that's the only thing I could think of is that you use it for boiling.
Plot twist: the meat is in between the toes. Seriously, seriously, that cannot be true. Oh, Jack says chicken feet are very desirable in some cultures.
Well, not in this one.
Rick said in Brazil, no. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna stop looking at that.
Yeah, that's disgusting. Not looking
no,
at
we
that.
We didn't even. The chicken feet did not even make it to the RV. I think they found it a home in a trash can.
Yeah, that was so gross.
Now, Ken and his little thong gnome. That's in the other room.
He's in the living room.
That was a fabulous, funny little thing. Now we can't keep getting all these trinkets, people. We're running out of room. It's like I got squirrels from when like Nancy and they gave us that stuff. I've got chicken things, and then we have a gnome, and then I have like this little crab thing that's really cool. And
speaking of that, Ken and Carla asked a question if there'll be bungee jumping in South Carolina. So here's the thing, Ken, you are cut off from adventure activities for a while. I'll gladly.
You should count your blessings.
Todd's like, how do I get signed up for that?
Oh gosh.
No bungee jumping in South Carolina.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
But no. Speaking of South Carolina, Neil Scott asked if there's any release date for South Carolina. Megan and I are hopefully meeting next week, and we just are waiting for a few things to come in. So I'm guessing by the end of this month. That's the goal, or the first week of November. So
are you still waiting on like contracts?
It's hard to land caterers in on a number this far out, but we're working on those things and a few calendaring things, but we're getting closer. Okay, Andrew, what pushed you guys to move to the RV life? My wife and I have been thinking about it with our 2 kids. However, it is nerve-wracking to sell our house. Absolutely nerve-wracking to sell your house. Totally get that.
Honestly, I think it was just like, for us, it was just a jump because of motivation of losing the parents, and to go just stop saying, we'll do it one day. And we had just decided we were going to do it for a small season. Never once did we think that we'd have this YouTube channel and doing all the things that we're doing. It's a blessing to be where we're at. Like it's hard to even wrap your head around it. But the motivation was, can we go out and see like the national parks? She has like that on her bucket list. And so it became like, well, let's just go do it. And then if we have to come back, we'll go back to work, because we're not retired. It just happens that YouTube's kind of our income source, and you guys supporting us is the only way we get to be on the road. So from the Founders Club and all that stuff. So yeah, it's just a different choice. There is nothing we can say to probably make that choice easier for you.
Yeah. I think the thing that I will say is, if you have the ability to work remotely, as long as you have, internet connection, if that will work for you. We've seen more and more families out on the road where they're, homeschooling their kids, or I don't know how old your children are, but just watching families and what there is to experience in the United States, those kids are going to, as we're seeing kids out there, there's the memories and the things that they're seeing it's pretty special. Like, the United States is ginormous. And with the, I don't know, in your market right now, but you got to just make the best decision for you and your family. But if you do make the decision and you do decide to give it a shot, give yourself 6 months before you say this was a bad decision, or just hang in there for the first 6 months. I think hard.
The best advice I can give anyone wanting to do this is just be patient. And it can be, I think you have to be completely intentional about your relationship, especially if you have children, meaning that you'll have to seek out places that would be rallies or things that would be like family oriented, for them to have interactions with. And that intentionality is going to be a different focus than, say, our intentionality, because we are not traveling in that capacity.
We do have families that are at our huddles with kids, but I would say that that's not like the majority. But like Less Junk, More Journey does huddles as well, and they're definitely more have more children at their events. So that I think that that's a great place to plug in. But finding those connections for your kids, I think is huge. But it's been there's a lot of give and take out here on the road full time, but looking back, I don't think I wouldn't change it. But
you have to make that decision knowing you have to be intentional and looking for the relationships, plugging into community aspects, because if not, you'll find that you might get lonely because you don't have your support mechanisms that are around you all the time. So I think that's why Switch It Up, Switch Crew is so tight, because we become such a wonderful thing. Like if you come to a huddle, you're going to find out right away that you'll start building relationships, and then the crew campouts become natural because we're already friends. And so you end up just traveling with different people and knowing different people and meeting up with them. So that community aspect is driven so much for us.
Yeah. And you'll get into a rhythm late, you know, you'll
Yes.
get into a rhythm, but that for those first 6 months,
It'll be your toughest.
Yeah. And here's what's the worst that can happen? You can go back and rent an apartment, or go back and buy a different house, or go back. Like there's always, Todd and I can go back to Kansas City and find different jobs if we needed to. And we just start over. It's okay. But what we're experiencing out on the road, I think it's amazing. So good luck with your decision. Email us. You can go to our website, and then there's a place there you can just hit a submission if you want to talk farther about that. We would love to talk to you more. Or we can also hook you up with families inside of our crew that have kids and that are on the road, and maybe, you know, you guys can make a connection and talk to each other that way as well. So we'd love to help you any way we can in that decision. Okay, Allison Stark asks, Todd.
Yes.
Did Grand Design ever say the current road conditions or approaches to bridges might cause the frame flex?
No. Nothing like that was ever given an excuse. You want to know how this went down? Prior to this, I suspected some frame flex. If you looked, I even checked and pulled it off to check all the welds myself. Then I did this measurement thing that they had me do.
Yeah, that we called them like a year ago and said, I think we have something going on.
And then we actually took it to a Grand Design dealer, and they did the measurements, and then the measurements checked out. So then they said, oh, you don't have frame flex. So I'm like, there's something wrong.
Something's wrong.
So at the Grand Design rally, when you are actually there, this is the benefit, is that the lead tech comes in. He was there 1 minute. He goes, yeah, you have frame flex. I'm like, if we weren't at the Grand Design rally, it would have been all these fights on the phone and everything. So then they called the main guy that's overseeing everything. He came in and he was probably there less than a minute. And he goes, yep, you got frame flex, signs this piece of paper and gives it. I'm like, okay. So yeah, no, none of that was discussed. I think at this point, they're realizing there is something up with some of these. And personally, think about, we have gone 32,000 miles towing. And that is more than most people, if they're part-timing, will ever put on their rig. So whether it be all the issues we've had, from brake issues to leaf spring issues, I mean, 32,000 miles on these roads. Somebody asked a question, do you think something about the sumo springs causing the braking? I don't know who that was. Bruce?
Bruce,
Yeah, here's the thing on that. No, they're not. Before I put the sumo springs on, the leaf springs, if you look underneath your rig, you can start figuring out right away. Usually the leaf springs have a nice bow to them. And the longer you're out, you'll see that the leaf springs start to flatten out. Their problem is with us, as we've been on the road so long, I noticed that before I put the leaf springs on, they had already flattened out. And a couple of them were starting to even getting to the point where I should have replaced them. But I was like, well, you know, this being the case, so where they're breaking has nothing to do with the sumo springs. The sumo springs have saved us because one of the leaf springs, the bolt backed out. And if it would have came all the way out, but the sumo spring stopped it, the leaves would have fallen off. The other one, the sumo springs held everything together so that the tire didn't go into the other tire. So if anything, at least those sumo springs, I have been thankful for them over and over and over again. So, and there's another thing happening. Our truck is, when I put the bigger tires on it, it's a little bit taller. So when our RV sits, it sits at a little bit of an angle. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but so a lot of that weight with the motorcycle and the bikes and the kayaks and everything, a lot of that weight goes to that back axle. And so when you're hitting the bridge, if it was flat, it would distribute the weight over all three axles evenly. But instead, we're hitting the bridge and the front axle is going into this next one, and then the last axle is getting the brunt, and that's why the back axle has had the most amount of issues. So, and some of that could have been installer error on my end, who knows, but I'm just seeing that there's a lot of things that have contributed to that. But 36,000 or whatever miles towing has a lot to do with a lot of the issues that we've had. Sorry, I went on a tangent, but I've been really processing all of those things.
Okay, so look at Micah. You're just hopping right in here. I love that. She's asking a question, getting things going. She's asking, is Tampa still a go? So we are on, let's see, October 18th is the date that we've been told is the when the campground is going to open, and we're going to try to gather our crew together to do like a camp out, a meetup. The people are going to be camping together at the Tampa RV show in the campground. So if you go on October 18th to that website, you'll fill out the form, and if in the group area, just put that you're switch crew, then they'll get back to you, and you
Should they say switch it up or switch crew?
Switch crew.
Okay.
They'll get back to you, and then we'll go from there. If you remember, we might not all get into to the Florida Fairgrounds, so you might want to have backup plans if you want to come hang out at the Tampa RV show with us. We are working on a meetup exact night that we're going to do
like we did the last 2 times.
Yeah, like we've done that 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've done that the last 2 years. We're still working on that. Good news is or bad news, depends on what seat you're in. Megan and I are going to have all of November to work together because I'll be home, and so we're going to get a lot of crap accomplished. So.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting.
October 18th. Mark it down.
Mark it down. And here's the thing: is we're getting to a place now where we're really making an impact, and it's going to be interesting to see how all of us will be able to camp together. And
when
then,
he says we means we
collective, we collectively.
We.
So it's going to be a really crazy thing because we're now to a size where, I mean, some of these other ones are like, what is going on? So when we roll in with 50 rigs or something, it's going to be a big deal. So
I hope that answers the question. And Micah, we'd love to see you there.
We plan on some surprises there, hopefully.
Just a couple. If we don't have a rig, can we just come hang out in Tampa? Absolutely.
Yes. You'll find us.
There's hotels just right across the street. Like there's a Holiday Inn, and there's
actually a casino too.
Inn. There's a
Hard Rock on the backside.
Yeah. So absolutely, just come. And even at our huddles, we try to have our huddles in a location where there's either a hotel nearby or there's cabins or tiny homes there on the property, so that other people that don't have a rig can still come be a part of the community. You don't have to be in the RV space to be a part of this amazing community. We'd love to have you come hang out. Okay. Next question. Walk Happy with Peggy asks, how do we handle medical while on the road? Well, that's why we go home probably 2 to 3 times out of the year. Come back, we see the dentist, check in for our doctor's appointment. That's your least favorite. I
get my cortisone shot in my knee because I had a torn meniscus, so I'm supposed to have that looked at when we go back.
Yep, see the dentist, see the eye doctor, do all the things when we come home. We have not yet needed medical out on the road, but we just have health insurance that should, we just went with major medical, like if something catastrophic would happen. But we are both healthy and
knock on some wood. This is probably fake particle board. Don't really believe in that, but it always, I don't know, that's what they say.
So, but we do try to take care of ourselves out on the road. I will tell you that from my perspective, not Todd, I use chiropractor as a lot of my health like maintenance, and
she won't let me crack her back.
No, No. But there's a company called The Joint, and they are located
yes.
nationwide. And I love that I can find somebody to go to, and they have all my records and everything every time I go in. It's a great program to be able, no matter where I'm at, I can find a chiropractor.
Yes. And she gets tension headaches really bad. It's probably just because of all the planning and looking at the screen.
No, I think it's probably living with you. It's been ever since we got married.
Whatever.
Whatever.
There's nothing but love and roses.
Is that what it is?
Sure.
Oh. Well, you've been feeding me at truck stops a lot this last month.
I'm telling you, 3 days of driving to get
I was ready to get out. Get me out of this
from
truck.
Dallas from Tampa to Dallas was brutal.
Yeah. Well, and because we just drove from Georgia to Tampa.
Yeah.
And then back, that was rough.
I was like, I think I'm done.
I am done.
6 hour, 7 hour, 8 hour drive days. So
Neil and Cheryl asked about your knee, and he's not having to replace. He's going to have the meniscus. Just
have a torn meniscus. They think they can snip or do something with.
Clean that out. Is what they said. Clean that out. I don't know.
Not like that.
Not like that?
No, that's signing a check or signing something would be that sign language.
Who signs a check anymore?
You do when you pay caterers at our events.
No, that's your least favorite thing to watch.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
If you have any idea how much caterers cost at an event, you would be like, "Oh,
Todd's
this makes me
just
sick."
Walks away.
I don't even like to be there. She's like, "I'm going down to pay the caterer," and I'm like, "Oh gosh, that's a small car." And so it's like, I know.
It's worth it.
It is worth it.
Because then when we're together at a huddle, we're just together. We're eating together. And
anyone that's come to a huddle, they could probably testify saying it's definitely worth it. The food's always good, and it has time for us to be together. It does add to the cost of our huddles, but it is definitely.
So we have crew campouts. There's potlucks at crew campouts.
Yes.
Okay, Jason Bobo.
Oh gosh, Bobo.
Hey,
one day we're going to see Mr. Bobo.
I'm wondering if that Mary Bobo's kitchen we went to in Lynchburg, Tennessee.
Yeah, is that related to you?
It's got to be related. There's not very
Mary
many
Bobo.
There can't be that many Bobos.
You might be famous. I don't even know this.
Maybe you're an heir to that kitchen.
Right now, he's just a state trooper, I think.
Well, anyway, he wants to know about the Alaska caravan, and because he needs to clear his schedule. Okay,
Jason, just retire. Jason, we are not going to do the caravan to Alaska.
After watching what people have gone through going on an Alaska caravan. However, we did at the last huddle. We met a couple at the huddle. It was their first huddle.
Yes.
They live in Alaska, so they gave us some tips. But even they suggested possibly just fly in and then rent RVs and then do a little area instead of driving all the way up there. It's not 100% ruled out in my mind, but it's probably at 95%. I would rather just fly there and tour a little area. Maybe
get like some Sprinter vans or something for a little 2-week turnaround.
If you guys want to plan a crew camp out caravan,
7 years left.
I think
it's only 7 summers, Jason.
I think there was 2 people at the last huddle that said that they were going to do some research about a caravan, and they were going to talk to that new couple that was there.
Yeah, that's true.
There might be something coming. I don't foresee us taking Shrek and Fiona on those roads. She has a hard enough time with like I-10.
Yeah, that's so true.
So anyway.
Hey, Jason, I believe
we are going on a cruise.
I think you're a state trooper. I think you are up in like New Jersey or something. How many of you would love to see me do like a Bad Boys with Jason Bobo?
Jason, where are you?
Bobo and Chickenfoot on loose.
Jason, where are you? We're coming.
I think you said New Jersey.
Are you in New Jersey?
We're coming to New York.
We're going to be in New Jersey.
At some point, we'll meet you. He has been around forever, and we've just seen him at some point. But Bobo and Chickenfoot in a car, it'd be like Dumb and Dumber all over again.
I don't think he appreciates being called dumb.
Jason? No, but man, that would be a funny thing. It'd be like, Todd, you're gonna have to sign some waivers. I don't want to get shot this weekend.
Yes, we met him in Hershey.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It wasn't Hershey. Yeah.
New Jersey. We're coming to New Jersey this year on our way up to our New York huddle.
Same like Biker Dog. One of these days.
We need to connect. Okay. The Barfields ask, gosh, we sure missed you guys at that last huddle they were supposed to come to. Hopefully everything's good with them now. Okay, we are taking our first adventure to North Carolina in a couple weeks. Do you have any great suggestions for overnighting? When we went to North Carolina, we did the tail.
Person to ask.
Yeah. What part of the country is that in, Todd?
That way. Look, if this is the United States and this is Florida, it's down this way.
It's over there. We rode the Tail of the Dragon in that North Carolina area. Mm-hmm. We stayed in the Asheville area. Next year, we're going to stay on the other side. We're going to stay over on the Outer Banks, but we haven't been to the Outer Banks yet, so I can't give you a recommendation for that. But we did stay in the Asheville area because we went to the Biltmore.
Yeah, Biltmore's fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. But when we were in North Carolina, we stayed at 1,000 Trails Park. Because who did we meet there? Is that the first place we met the Stranges, I think, maybe?
We met them outside the cave, Mammoth Cave.
Oh, that was Kentucky then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. R&J Adventures asks if 1,000 Trails will take HDTs, and they will. There's several people that take their HDTs.
But you have to plan that stuff. Like you have to really search out.
I don't think the HDT is necessarily the
1,000 Trails is the problem.
Is the issue. It's depends on how long your rig is with the HDT, right? Because as we're walking around here, so many of these people have stretched their beds on their HDTs.
I cannot wait to do this video. So I was just like briefly talking to someone and they were like, okay, well, the reason we have our HDT this way, they have 2 motorcycles that come up and they're enduro bikes that park sideways into a box. And I'm like, well, how do you get them in the ramp? She's like, well, we use like these ramps we made that come out 20 feet and we have to use sawhorses and then we drive them up and put them in. And then I was like, okay. And they're like, she's like, well, we only want to be a total length of 65 feet because then we can go into all the different places and maneuver. I'm like, okay. And then I'm talking to someone else and they're like, well, we're running 76 feet long. And then you talk to another person. It's like, I think there hasn't been like a video like that answers some of these questions that I think a lot of us have, because we just see them rolling down the road, or we see somebody like the mayor. His is so stinking long to put his Jeep on. So there's so many different things. Like I'm looking forward to learning the next couple days. So I think it'll be marked by weights. I bet it'll be 100,000 view video if I do it right. And we all know I probably won't do it right. People will be like, stop shaking the camera. You talk too much. Show more of this. So are you looking at your schedule?
I'm trying to get, I saw a question. I'm trying to get an answer.
She's keep going. She is in a spreadsheet. Like if you knew how many spreadsheets Sheila had, you'd be absolutely amazed.
No, they wouldn't. They would understand.
No,
the rest of their whole world functions in spreadsheets.
They do?
Yes.
Our couch is 44 foot. Add 22 foot for the trailer. Our couch?
Coach.
No, it's COUCH.
Well, I'm sure. Okay, somebody asked.
Come on, Tom.
What RV park we stayed at for 1,000 Trails, and we stayed at Forest Lake RV park and that for 1,000 Trails, and then in Asheville we just stayed at a KOA.
Oh, for the places.
When we went to that. I wanted to go to Grandfather's Mountain. It's marked as next time.
She has a different color.
Next time I wanted to do that hike, and we didn't get that done. So if you're in that area, check out Grandfather Mountain and let me know about it, because I wanted to hike that.
How did the guy get the name Grandfather Mountain?
I don't know.
Such weird things. Probably a Harley rider. You Harley riders come up with the weirdest names for rides.
All right, that was our road left traveled. That's the name of the 1,000 Trails park.
Our road less traveled, not left.
Less. Road less traveled. We can just say Clay and Maria.
Yeah, we can just say Clay and Maria.
Jackie asked if we're going to Virginia at all. Yes, next year we will be in the Virginia area as we move from the Outer Banks up that direction. In fact, there is a crew camp out already scheduled in Virginia for June of next year that we're hoping to swing by and
already they're planning out that far.
I know Todd and Magda have that one planned.
They're on here. They're seeking adventure 24/7. You saw them in the video with the wonderful tattoo on his calf.
So they already have a crew camp out in June, and I'm hoping that we can kind of rearrange some things and swing by there. So yes, we will be in Virginia. We're in the Williamsburg area. Okay, let's see.
T-shirts? Did you talk about T-shirts?
No, we only have 2 minutes left.
Already?
Yeah.
No, we're done. It says 59, 49, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Do I just hit end? T-shirts.
Just want to let you know, for those of you that maybe are not on haven't checked out our socials, or you weren't on the newsletter, we are currently running a Help Megan's Basement Clear Out of Inventory sale.
Yeah. I told her, I was like, just let it all go, because we have 2024 is coming. I know you guys don't know what's coming, but 2024 is around the corner, and she has to make room.
Poor girl. Help Megan out.
Help
everybody.
Megan out.
Go to the website. Check out. We have a merch sale, end of the year clearance sale on our T-shirts that we have.
There's not very many. We say that they usually order just enough, so it's kind of like some odd sizes and just a few different ones. But they make great Christmas presents, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, clear out the basement.
Or if you get the smaller ones, you can put them on your dogs.
Too bad my favorite shirt got Gorilla Glue on it.
We're not gonna go there. I did ruin a lot of your shirts. Yes, we did.
Denise asked if we're coming back to Colorado. Yes, on our way from New York, we will.
That's
New York
to Colorado. There's not there's not a swing like this. There's no swing. That's like 7 days of driving.
We're gonna swoop in. We will be coming through there on our way to our Nevada huddle.
Oh my goodness.
We're hoping to check out the Albuquerque Balloon Festival next year and the Hershey show. And we'll also be doing the Tampa RV show, obviously.
And 3 huddles.
And 3 huddles.
Possibly someday we'll get some confirmation, but we're hoping and crossing our fingers that we get to do a NASCAR event.
Some of us are crossing our fingers harder than others.
I'm really crossing my fingers.
But there will be
just need them to confirm.
There's tons of crew campouts. So there'll be tons of crew campouts, but we'll have that schedule more firmed up by January.
And then think about an app launch, and think about, oh goodness, there's so many things, people. You have next year. It's like 3 years have gone by. We're hitting a reset. Going to change some things up. Going to switch some things up, and then off to the races. And it's going to be whirlwind. We've talked a lot about content, and I'm super, super, super excited. I am, because it's a lot of work right now. If we can if you're going to what can we pray for you for? Well, we need you to pray that everything that we have in the works work out, and that we can be able to do the things and have an amazing time together. It's all about, everything we do is because of you guys, and growing and enjoying everything that's happening. And so all the time, energy, effort that Megan and Sheila put into spreadsheets and planning and everything, it's so worth it. You guys, I don't even know all the thank yous and stuff that we wish we could give everyone. That it's so humbling. It's so hard to wrap your mind around everything that's happened to this point. And I know that next year is going to be a very humbling, fun, crazy time.
Yeah, just the amount of people in that are putting in effort to plan crew campouts, and they help us at the huddles, and the things that they're willing to do to help this all work out. We have, amazing people that are helping build an app right now so that our community can continue to connect with each other. We are so grateful. We are so grateful.
God has blessed this journey. I know somebody just walked up to me again tonight, said something about the One Lucky Penny journey. And I go, isn't it funny how that was such a precursor to everything that's happening now, that God used that? So if you haven't seen the One Lucky Penny documentary, you can search it.
It's called foreshadowing as the biggest, you look back and think, Oh my gosh. So God has got a huge sense of humor. That was just preparing us for this journey. And thank the Lord it's not in a 1974 Winnebago.
Yeah, we've upgraded a little bit.
I'm very thankful for that. But I also wanted to give you guys a heads up that our next live will probably not be until 2024. Possibly our next live next month is with our Founders Club. So we'll be, we got to go over some things behind the scenes with them and bring them into some things. So that'll be November. I think we probably will take December off, and we'll just kind of come to you guys live, probably from the Tampa RV show in January.
Yes. And if you want to know what the Founders Club is, that's on the website as well. You can click around and find out about that.
Yeah, you find that under crew.
Under crew.
And click the crew button.
But they are helping craft a lot of the things that are getting ready to happen. And with their input, it's going to make a huge difference. So such a big blessing. So love you guys. And I think that's it. Is there anything else question-wise? Are we all good?
I think that looks like.
Is that it?
If we missed anything, shoot us and put it in the comments down here underneath the playback of this live, and we will try to get those to you. But you guys have an amazing holiday season, and we will just keep watching, doing all the things.
And we'll keep you posted. We'll post updates on some stuff that'll happen, and we'll keep you up to date. Yeah. But buckle up, Buttercup, because things are getting really exciting. We'll talk to you soon.